Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the farewell mission set in Mendoza, Argentina. And today we'll be mopping up the remaining discoveries and feats, starting with the Talented Mr Rieper for meeting Tamara in the cinema. We will then cover the mission story Over the Top for sabotaging the fermentation tanks. After that we'll move on to primary fermentation for hiding a body in a fermentation tank. And then after that we will move on to a thick must for disposing of a body in the grape presser. And then from there we will move on once again to Grapes of Wrath for knocking out a NPC with a bunch of grapes. And then finally we will move on to Going Above for accessing the wine fridge via the security room high above. So for this challenge you will see we have brought with us a couple of remote explosive ducts, our ever trusty lockpick, of which we do not end up using, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start, off the bat, the first challenge we're going to be taking care of will be the Talented Mr Rieper. So we need to acquire ourselves an invitation and make our way into the party. So we're just going to show our freshly acquired invitation to the guy at the front here. There you go, sir. I will do. So once we're past the checkpoint there, we're going to make our way around the atrium building and down to the grape fields area, and we're going to make our way into the cinema and basically set up everything. We're going to be approached in here by 5 guards, so we're going to set a little booby trap for them. So we're going to take our remote duck that we have with us and place it under a chair, and then we're going to make our way up to the back of the room, and utilizing our lockpick, we did end up using it, we are going to access our secret stashed second explosive duck. So right at the back of the room, under the stairs, in the utility room and in the bin, we find our remote duck, and we're going to make our way back down to the front of the cinema, and we're going to do exactly what we did with our first duck, and we're going to place this under a chair somewhere. So this chair will do nicely. There is also a propane cylinder between these 2 ducts, so one of the explosions at least should be slightly enhanced. So with that all taken care of, all that's left for us to do now is to approach Diana and Tamara. Now we need to speak to Diana 3 times, and we can only do so at certain points in her routine. So we're going to make our way back up to the barbecue area where the Asador fire pit is, and we're just going to wait at the top of the stairs here leading down to the dance floor. As you can see, there is our target and Diana, and we're going to wait for them to approach us at the stairs here.
Forgive me, I can't quite place you, Mr.
Rieper. Tobias Rieper. We used to work for the same company. They went under.
Ah, yes. A shame what happened, but nothing lasts forever, I suppose. Oh, but where are my manners? This is my colleague, Tamara Vidal.
Miss Vidal?
What brings you to Argentina, Rieper? Are you one of Don Yates' clients?
Client? No. I'm more of a service provider.
Right. Well, it was lovely to see you again, Tobias. Now, if you'll excuse us, Tamara and I need to mingle.
Of course.
See you around.
Tobias?
So there we spoke to Diana for the first time. We're now going to get ourselves in position to speak to her a second time, and Diana and Tamara will come and sit at that table, and when they get up to leave after their conversation we can once again approach Diana.
He is a polite one, isn't he?
Oh, Mr. Reaper is in many ways a man out of time.
And what is it you do, Reaper? Don't tell me. Banker.
Corporate liquidator.
Ah, so you're the guy nobody likes.
They so rarely get a chance to know me.
Well, we really should be getting on.
Do you dance, Reaper?
I like to lose myself in a crowd.
Good. Perhaps we'll do a bit of that later. Dancing.
The night is young, Miss Vidal.
So that's 2 conversations down and 1 more to go. And Diana and Tamara are going to make their way over to the balcony area over there. And when they return, we can engage Diana a 3rd time.
You know, I just tried befriending you on social media, but your profile appears to be blocked for requests.
In my line of work, privacy is power.
Well, you certainly do take bland, generic tourist photos like nobody's business. Why, you've got every cliched attraction known to man, from the Sphinx to the Easter Island statues, but never with you in them. Camera shy, Reaper?
I generally try to keep out of photos myself.
Right. Would you mind taking a walk, Reaper? I'd like to discuss something on the cuties.
Tamara, I think you have the wrong idea.
No, please. Lead the way.
So what we're going to do now is follow Tamara, and she is going to lead us down into the cinema along with her bodyguard, and there will be another 4 bodyguards present when we arrive, and we're going to have a little dispute with Tamara and those guards. But the challenge, the Talented Mr Rieper, will pop once we make it down into the cinema. So if you want to maintain your silent assassin rating, I suggest that once the challenge pops, you leave immediately, because it's going to get heavy. So once we make it down the stairs, we're going to once again speak to Tamara as the challenge pops for us.
Liquidator. Yes, you said. Do you take me for an idiot?
Unfortunately, the music is so loud you can't really hear what they're saying unless you've got the subtitles on. But as you can see, we have selected one of our remotes for one of our ducks, and we're just going to let the conversation here play out.
What I don't know is why you're here or why she's covering for you, but it's off the point. You're my golden ticket to become the constant. So, are you going to admit it?
If I am who you say I am, do you really think this was your best course of action?
It's 5 against 1.
Yes. See your mistake.
So at this point, we're just going to trigger our explosives. We're going to grab the gun that's just on the case we're hiding behind, take out Tamara while we're here, and then trigger our second explosion, and then proceed to take out the remaining guards. Come on, boyos. There's 1, there's 2, I know there's 1 more of you. There you are. So once we've eliminated the guards, we're going to quickly take one of the bodyguards' outfits. We're going to have some ammo as well, and if we've got the chance, we're going to exit the area and go straight into the fermentation room, which is up the stairs into the atrium and then straight down the stairs ahead of us, where we will trigger a mission story, and this will be the over-the-top story. So while the mission story is triggering, we're going to make our way along to the right here and grab that wrench. We will need that. We will also need a screwdriver.
That pretty much sums it up. So, pay attention to that pump flow. Unless you're in the market for an extra orifice.
Lightning never strikes twice. We'll be fine.
These fermentation tanks are accident-prone. If the pump malfunctions, the tanks overflow. This has happened before, provoking an appearance from Don Yates. It's likely to happen again.
It's not likely to happen again, it's guaranteed to happen again in just a few minutes' time. So with the mission story now triggered, we're gonna jump ahead of the worker there who we're supposed to follow, And we're going to collect up a few items. Once we're downstairs, we're going to have the soda cans. We're going to go into the next room and collect a fuse off the table and the screwdriver from the barrels, and make our way back into the fermentation room and await the arrival of the foreman worker. So he's going to chew this guy, mopping the floor out a little bit before moving on. And what we're going to do is we're going to get ahead of him once again and get his outfit. And what we're going to do here is essentially we're going to sabotage the wine pumps, and that's going to flood this entire room. So they've finished their conversation now. The foreman will make his way back over to the back of the room, and we're going to make our way around the outside of the room here, and we'll get to his location before him. So just behind this blue pipe here, we're going to crouch down and hug the pipe, and eventually the foreman worker will come over and he will lean on this pipe to play with his phone. And when he does, we can then subdue him from over here, render him unconscious, take his outfit. So now we have everything we need. We need to distract the worker the foreman was chatting to, who is now an enforcer. So we're going to give him a nice wide berth, run around to the back of these barrels. We're going to select one of our soda cans and we're going to throw it over by the grape press to distract the worker. And while he has his back turned, we can then expose a wire on the electrical cable, make our way immediately to the pump and use our wrench on the pump, and that will overflow all of the vats of wine and get us the over-the-top mission story. So with that taken care of, just behind us here we'll find a fuse box, and we're going to place the fuse we collected earlier into that fuse box, and we're just going to wait here by the switch for the arrival of Don Yates, who is going to absolutely go ballistic and berate everyone, and eventually he will clear the room, or the floor at very least. Now I'm waiting for him to make his way down onto the floor and into the puddle of wine. I also wait for everybody else to leave the area, although we've already lost our silent assassin and have multiple non-target kills, so you don't need to wait around. If you want to get a few extra kills in, you can always throw the switch right now. But I'm going to wait for Don Yates to dismiss everyone, and when he does and everyone then leaves, he will be alone in the puddle, although there is one slacker who accidentally gets himself fried because he walks so slowly. So everyone should now be leaving, and you can see the enforcer moving left to right there. He's the one who we're gonna fry accidentally, kind of on purpose, because he moves so slowly and we need him clear, but we don't at the same time. So we're gonna throw the switch and fry Yates, and that is our second target taken care of, but we're a long way from done yet. So once it's safe to enter the fermentation room, we're going to make our way to the nearest fermentation tank and climb up the ladder, and we're going to make our way to the back of the room where there is a worker. We could throw that guy straight in, but the worker at the back of the room will spot us, and we do kind of want to stay on a quiet flex. You know, we are causing quite a lot of mayhem already. So we're going to take our other can and we're going to throw it against the fermentation tank. That will distract the worker away from the balcony, and when he comes to investigate, we can get behind him, quietly render him unconscious, and then throw his body into the fermentation tank, and that will get us the primary fermentation challenge. So with that taken care of, we're going to make our way down the ladder or the stairs. We will need to get back down to the ground floor. I'm going to go down the ladder nearest to the grape press, which is our next stop. So at this point we need a willing victim, and this guy will do. So we're going to take our wrench and we're going to knock him out. Now unfortunately there are other people still around, and as you can see I have been spotted. So we're going to try and get his body into the grape press as quickly as possible. We need to unlock the grape press with our lockpick before we can actually use it. And it's at this point that I've been spotted by a number of guards, and a gun battle is about to ensue. I'm thinking it was just him, but no, the bullets are still ringing. And it turns out he's got some friends. So we're just going to have to drop you, stand still you. There we go. No, wait, there's more. You can have an extra bullet. So hopefully we can now unlock the safety mechanism and drop the press on our victim just as another guard shows up and almost kills us. So that will get us a thick must challenge. I'm just going to get my bearings and I'm going to go back and take care of this guy, because we still need to be in this outfit for a little while longer. So there you go, mate. So once we have the area secure, we're going to make our way out into the grape fields and over to the very far corner off to our right. And just before we get there, by these two IBC looking boxes, we will find a grape knife. And we are going to pick ourselves a couple of bunches of grapes. You only really need one, but I'm going to grab an extra one just to be sure. And over in this corner there are a number of bunches of grapes and very few enforcers. So you can get away with just grabbing loads if you so wished. But we're going to take the grapes that we've collected and we're going to drop them on the floor along this outer pathway, or this outer edged pathway, and I've opted to put a couple just about here, but anywhere along this bit of path that I'm walking now will be fine, because there are a couple of guards who patrol this area, and as you will see they walk right past me and along the path, and when the guard in the pink shirt makes it to the grapes, he will slip over, render himself unconscious. Thank you, sir. And that will get us the Grapes of Wrath challenge. So one more challenge to get before we exit for the day, and that is going to be the going above challenge. So we need to make our way, avoiding the enforcers, back through the fields and back into the fermentation room, where we are going to reacquire our bodyguard outfit that we left here with our unconscious worker. So once we have our guard's outfit on, we're going to make our way to the back of the room, up the stairs and around to our left, and we're going to make our way through the doors round to our right and up to the security room, which is to the left here. We're going to approach the console in the observation area, and we're going to disable the security doors. There we go. So we now have 1 minute to get from where we are to the wine fridge, which is plenty of time. I think we get there in about 15 seconds. And all we have to do is enter into the wine fridge and the challenge will pop for us. So there we go. That's a whole little bunch of discoveries and feats mopped up. All that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and the nearest safe exit will be in the grape fields. So we're just going to use our bodyguard outfit to run straight through and out the other side. So there you go, a few of the feats and discoveries. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.